Hello students. In our last video, we explored the chemical reactions of acid and bases with metals. Today, we are going to learn another chemical property of acids, that is, how acids react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. First, let us understand what are metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. A carbonate is a negative ion consisting of one carbon and three oxygen atoms. When this carbonate ion gets bonded to a positive metal ion with ionic bond, then the compound formed is metal carbonates. For example, sodium carbonate or calcium carbonate. Similarly, when there is hydrogen along with the metal attached to carbonate, it is metal hydrogen carbonate. For example, sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Students, do you know that metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates are basic in nature? Now, let's get back to our chemical reaction, that how acids react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Let's first see experiment with metal carbonate. Our aim is to see the reaction of acids with metal carbonates. For this, we require some materials like test tube, delivery tube, glass trough, candle, lime water, dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium carbonate. Now we take the test tube, delivery tube and stand. Arrange them as shown on the screen. Now we take about 0.5 gram of sodium carbonate in the test tube and add about 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to it. What do we observe? Yes, some bubbles are being produced. This shows some gas is being produced. We see that this gas is colorless and odorless. That is, it has no color and smell. Can you tell which gas is this? Let's check for hydrogen gas. For this, we bring a burning candle near to it. Do you hear a pop sound? Yes, you rightly observed. There is no sound. Thus, it is not hydrogen gas. Now, let's write the equation happening during our experiment. Here, sodium carbonate reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid and form aqueous solution of sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide gas. Now let's pass this gas produced through lime water, that is calcium hydroxide solution. We notice that carbon dioxide, when passes through lime water, it turns lime water milky. Carbon dioxide reacts with colorless lime water, that is a solution of calcium hydroxide, to form a white milky precipitate of calcium carbonate. The calcium carbonate so formed is insoluble in solution. Now students, you can understand why lime water turns milky white. It is because the insoluble precipitates of calcium carbonate are white in color. That's why the solution becomes whitish. If we continue to add more carbon dioxide to this solution, it results in a colorless solution of calcium hydrogen carbonate. This is because calcium hydrogen carbonate is soluble in water, and so this solution again becomes colorless. Now let us see the chemical reactions between sodium carbonate and hydrochloric acid in detail. The chemical reaction between metal carbonates and acids generates corresponding metal salt, carbon dioxide and water. The reaction is the double displacement reaction, where sodium displaces hydrogen in hydrochloric acid and chlorine displaces carbonate in sodium carbonate. The consequent chemical equation is sodium carbonate plus hydrochloric acid gives sodium chloride plus carbonic acid. The carbonic acid formed is very unstable, so it immediately breaks down and forms water and carbon dioxide. Thus, the second reaction is decomposition of carbonic acid into carbon dioxide gas and water. The consequent chemical equation is carbonic acid decomposed into water plus carbon dioxide gas. Thus finally, at the end of the reaction, we get the corresponding metal salt, that is NaCl, carbon dioxide gas and H2O. Students, we can perform this activity with the combinations of different acids and different metal carbonates and observe the products each time. we observe that each time products formed are same, that is metal salt, carbon dioxide gas and water. So to generalize, we can say that metal carbonates plus acid gives salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. Now let us see the reactions of acids with metal hydrogen carbonates. Students, metal hydrogen carbonates are also called metal bicarbonates. Let's do an experiment with metal hydrogen carbonates. Now our aim is to see the reaction of acids with metal hydrogen carbonates. For this, we require some materials like test tube, delivery tube, glass trough, candle, lime water, dilute hydrochloric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now let's perform the same experiment with metal hydrogen carbonate instead of metal carbonate. We take about 0.5 gram of sodium hydrogen carbonate. Add about 2 ml of dilute hydrochloric acid to the test tube. After the experiment, we observe that here also the products formed are similar to the products that formed when acid reacts with metal carbonates. Here we can see that the products formed are metal salt, water and carbon dioxide. So in general, we can write its chemical equation as acid plus metal hydrogen carbonates gives salt plus water plus carbon dioxide. Now, can you think a reaction when a base reacts with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate? Students, this reaction is not possible as we know that both metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate are basic in nature and a base does not react with another base. So here in this video, we have considered the reaction between acids and metal carbonate and metal hydrogen carbonate only. So students, in this video, we have learned that all metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates react with acids to give a corresponding salt, carbon dioxide and water. This reaction can be summarized as metal carbonate plus acid gives salt plus carbon dioxide plus water, and metal hydrogen carbonate plus acid gives salt plus carbon dioxide plus water. In the next video, we will learn about the reactions of acids and bases with each other. We will also learn how they react with metallic and non-metallic oxides.